What's up, guys? This is Alex, aka Fluka, here with my team builder for week 2 of season 4 of the NES. And this week we are going up against our Soul Link partner, our good friend Sio, who's not feeling too good at the moment, so pass on some well wishes his way. But he's got a scary looking team as always. The last couple times him and I have fought, I know for a fact the last 2 times we fought, I've come out on top, but he's beat us before as well. So we have a long storied history. So if I do it, this will be 3 in a row if we win this time, though. So let's go for the hat trick. You know, Sia's going to be trying really hard against us, so we're bringing some power this week. But anyway, you can see his team on the right, arranged by speed. We have Alakazam, Kartana, Flygon, Miltank, Electivire, Hitmonlee, Tapu Fini, Blaziken, Alolan Muck, Cofagrigus, and Shuckle. I had Tapu Fini before. I know the kind of bulk it can use, and I know Sio loves it. So I'm guaranteeing. I know Tapu Fini's coming. You can see that I am bringing Entei, so I have to be smart about that. But it's spoiler alert, it's banned at Entei. So even resisted on a defensive Tapu Fini Sacred Fire is still doing like 20 to 30%, which it can only take so many hits like that. You know what I mean? He also has made a big push for speed. He did lose some efficiency in the speed tiers, dropping Tornadus for Blaziken, which I think he actually just made a trade for week 3. I don't know what it is off the top of my head right now. So maybe he's addressed that. Oh, I think he got an Ambipom. Yeah, that's what he did. He got an Ambipom, which is actually a great pickup. I was looking at Ambipom, but luckily we don't have to face that this week. So like I said, I know he's been putting a presence on his speed tiers, trying to go super offensive and super fast, kind of like somebody he knows, maybe. We're gonna try and use that against him a little bit if we can, but I'm gonna stop theorizing because he also has Mega Alakazam, one of the fastest things in the game, and Kartana, which if I let it set up will murk us. But we're just gonna jump into what we have. First up, we have Air Razor, our Pidgeot, Mega Pidgeot, rocking out with Hurricane, Heat Wave, U-Turn, and Defog. Similar to what it's gonna be running pretty much every week. But don't fix what's not broken. Hurricane hits everything on his team. Heat Wave is obviously for Kartana. Nothing on his team really wants to take this. Even Spadef, Finny, and Muck are not going to be taking a bunch of these hits. It's one of those things where I can do a hit, switch out, and kind of, if I can keep just doing that to apply pressure to his walls, I can keep them from being effective as walls. I'm running enough speed to outspeed Kartana, which is the fastest thing we can outspeed. We are slower than Mega Alakazam. Nothing on my team without a Scarf is going to outspeed Alakazam. Other than that, it's pretty explanatory. The defog is because he does have Shuckle, and he likes Shuckle, so he may bring it against us, and I don't want to be dealing with that. But that is about it. If he does bring Sticky Webs, that actually kind of helps. It could help, but we want the defog. We want to be able to get it off. Worst case scenario, as long as I keep this thing alive, I can defog against anything that isn't Alakazam or a Scarf. But that's that. Next up, we have Brew, our Drapion. I'm rocking out with the Assault Vest. We're going with the bulky Drapion this week. Poison Jab, Knockoff, Earthquake, and Fire Fang with the Assault Vest. Moveset's pretty explanatory. I opted to go with Adamant with more points into Spadef rather than going Careful with more points in attack, because it ended up giving me It ended up giving me 2 more points overall. So my attack and Spadef are both higher this way than doing the reverse, which is why I have it the way it is. This is a big wall. It really walls Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini can't really do a lot to me. Even Moonblasts are only doing like 33% max, I think. But maybe that was a defensive Fini that I don't remember the count for. But it can't do as much to me as you think unless it's set up, which is really nice. It's also really good for Alakazam because Alakazam does not have, actually, yeah, it has no coverage because Focus Blast will still be neutral, as will Dazzling Gleam. I have the Fire Fang for Cortana, and I have naturally a lot of defense, so I can take at least one hit as long as it's not in sweep mode already, and fire off a Fire Fang. I'm running the investment I am because with this amount of attack on a defensive Feeny, Poison Jab should be a 2-co every time. 2 low rolls. The lowest roll is 50.8% is the way I did it on defensive Feeny. And if it's a defensive Feeny, I'm naturally faster than it. If it's a offensive Feeny, my rolls will obviously do more, and I have a chance to maybe kill it if it already has some chip damage on it, which is really good. But that's why I have the investment I have, and then the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory, just to be a wall against his special attackers because they can't really touch this. Next up, we have Mufasa, our choice bandit Entei. Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed, Stomping Tantrum, and HP Ice. HP Ice is for the Flygon, which otherwise switches in pretty well to all of these. It's immune to the Stomping Tantrum. Banded E-Speed, I mean, it doesn't want to take them. But it also switches into HP Fire, although I'm trying to think now, is there a better move than HP Fire? Or HP Ice? There's gotta be. Let's theory craft here for a bit, people. Let's think about it. Iron Head isn't good. Stone Edge, nah. I think I'm running that just because I didn't have another move and I figured why not. But I can't really lock myself into it. I mean, come on. That move's likely to change, and I'll tell you about it when I get to it. But anyway, I'm running Adamant because I have to. We're running max speed, so because it allows us to tie with a Jolly Hitmonlee. I'd rather tie than let that thing get a reckless high jump kick off on me. Although we do have the E-Speed, we are banded. I just noticed that our attack is lower because of the HP Ice. There's got to be a better move. I'm going to fix this, but it's going to be relatively simple, standard, because everything else is pretty explanatory. Stomping Tantrum allows me to have Muck, which otherwise could be a problem. Banded Sacred Fire is just not anything to laugh at. I could actually opt to go with Flare Blitz, but I think I'd rather keep it with Sacred Fire. Even though the Tapu Finis, I should run Flare Blitz because of Tapu Fini's Misty Terrain. Is there a reason not to other than recoil? I mean, banded Flare Blitz, people. Yeah, we'll switch it up. Might as well just go for power since I can't get burns. Yeah, that works for me. Next up, we're rocking out with Maytag, a defensive Rotom this week. Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, and HP Ice. Pretty self-explanatory. Hydro Pump is just for standard stab. Volt Switch is to pivot around Will-O-Wisp to burn things like Cortana and Flygon. This thing can't take a hit from Cortana, but like if it's choiced into Leaf Blade, I can't do anything. But I do have Brew, Mufasa, and Air Razor, which all resist those moves. So I'm a little less worried about it. So I'd rather have the HP Ice instead of HP Fire to make sure I can hit Flygon, which is a physical threat that I need this check for. So this is mostly to prevent things like a Scarf Blaziken or a Flygon from tearing through my team, or a Joyce Hitmonlee actually. I can handle all of those with this spread. Next up, like I said, we're going to try and use speed against CO, so we're running Trick Room Necrozma this week. Just super bulk, ton of attack. If his team's already worn down, like this is a late game play obviously, if his team's already worn down, we can take advantage of this thing. Shadow Claw, Photon Geyser, and Earthquake are our coverage moves. I wanted to have HP Fire for Cortana, but Earthquake should still do 65 to 74%. So, like I said, if it's got prior damage on it, I can kill it. Basic premise of this thing is Trick Room up, eat a hit. Sorry, reverse that. Eat a hit, Trick Room up, and then sweep. I think that could be really effective against this team since he does have a lot of, like, he's got the Dragon Dance on Flygon, he's got Mega Alakazam, he's got Kartana, he's got a ton of mods. Basically, Blaziken up are all prime Scarfers. Whereas, I mean, I guess for us, most of our team could be Scarfed too. But you see my point. Like, I know CO's emphasizing speed this season. So we're going to try and use that personal knowledge to our advantage. Sorry, not sorry. And last but not least, we have Jade. We're bringing out Mind Shao finally. Finally, it's week 2. Rocking out Choice Scarf, Reckless this week. High Jump Kick, U-Turn, Poison Jab, and Knockoff. If we can't use speed against them, we need our own speed, and that's what this is this week. U-Turn and Knockoff are going to be doing a ton to Alakazam. I got the High Jump Kick Reckless to boost it, to help things like hit things like Muck and Miltank. Just make sure I can take him out. Poison Jab is for Tapu Fini, or I can just spread statuses around, and then Knockoff is just for coverage. I gotta be smart though because it's High Jump Kick's also just so I can do more to Shuckle. I feel like I haven't discussed Shuckle, but yeah. I'm running enough speed with this investment. I can outspeed a Scarfed Flygon. Can't outspeed Scarf Kartana though, so I do have to keep that in mind. But if it outspeeds us, we'll know. I gotta be careful because he does have the Kofag, which is a good wall, but I don't think it's very good against me because most of my physical attackers don't use contact normally. Oh, that's a reason not to run Flare Blitz. Actually, no, I don't need my ability, but you get my point. Garchomp uses Earthquake. Mufasa uses Sacred Fire most of the time. Drapion, also Earthquake. So in terms of like crippling abilities, it doesn't really do a lot. And then I also just have a ton of coverage for it. Drapion, Garchomp, Sneasel, Mind Shao. Kamal must have something. Necrozma definitely does. They all have coverage for this thing. I don't think it's a likely bring. If I had to predict, I'm thinking Mega Alakazam, Kartana, Tapu Fini, Muck, Miltank, Electivire. Flygon he could bring, but I feel like because Garchomp outspeeds Flygon naturally, and I do love me some Scarf Chomp, he may be a little hesitant to bring it this week, so that may stay on the bench, but Alakazam, Kartana, Tapu Fini. Those are his first 2 picks, and oh wait, no they're not. What was his first pick? I think those are his first 2 picks, yeah. And then his franchise, obviously. So I feel like those are definitely coming, and then the other 3 are more up in the air. But that's my team this week. I'm going to stop rambling. Let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions on what I could have done. And we'll have a live comment up for you tomorrow. Alright, bye guys.